Hello and welcome to lesson 9 of the Christian Practices unit. We're going today to be looking at the importance of the church and how it responds to poverty and persecution. And this is lesson 9, the importance of the worldwide church and how it responds to persecution. So we're going to be, whilst it is lesson 9, it's also, if you will, it's lesson 10 as well, because we're doing two topics in one YouTube clip. Can I please urge you to check out Show My Homework, please, the platform where you would find the hyperlink to this YouTube clip. And secondly, alongside this YouTube clip is a nice Word document, which everything that I'm about to deliver to you should be contained on that Word document. And I would like you, please, to do the key terms and activities based on the topics that I'm about to deliver to you. Finally, do make notes, please. Do make notes on the keynotes on what I'm delivering to you now. So, if we're going to look at how the church responds to persecution, we do need to look at what persecution is, and this is very much defined as a hostility and ill treatment, especially because of race or politics or religious beliefs. So, the church has to deal with these issues, and there is this misconception that because Christianity it's the biggest world faith in the world, that actually the Christian church doesn't have to deal with persecution. This is in fact a myth. In fact, the statistics from the Society of Human Rights tell us that 80% of all acts of religious discrimination in the world today are actually directed at Christians. And in actual fact, there has been acts of religious discrimination aimed towards Christians in 139 countries. That's almost 75% of the world's nations. So it is staggering actually how many Christians, even though they are the biggest world faith, are actually persecuted. In other words, they are ill-treated purely because of their religion. So how do Christians respond to acts of persecution? It's with guns, it's with fists. I mean, clearly not. I mean, the tone wasn't set by Martin Luther King, because obviously he was around as late as the 1960s, but it can very much be epitomized by Martin Luther King about how typically the church will respond to persecution. And that is that I must love the person that does the deed, but hate the deed itself. Sorry about the dodgy accent. So essentially, you love the person, you should love and respect to the person. But as far as the act is concerned, separate it. Separate it. It's not a fundamental, it's not an integral part of that person. And if you can separate those two things, then you're on to a winner to show love and respect to your persecutor. It's a problem. We look at the Bible, or Christians look at the Bible, I should say, as a source of authority, as a source of wisdom in terms of how we should respond to persecution. And there are some key parables in there. For instance, one of the ones that you all know is the Good Samaritan. One must behave like the Good Samaritan, even towards the person or the group of people that you dislike in this world. So, for example, very briefly, when the Jew was on his way to Jericho, he gets beaten up, absolutely battered, left for dead, blood dripping out of every orifice. And a priest walks by. Now, the betting man would have put his money on the fact, of course this priest will help. Absolutely not. As you know, he walks by. He walks by. A Levite then comes to the scene. A Levite is a temple worker, and again, another pillar of the community. Guess what happens? He walks on by. So he walks on by as well. Then a Samaritan. Jews and Samaritan hate each other, man. They absolutely despise each other. And a betting man would say, the Samaritan, of course, no, I won't sing it, don't worry, would walk on by. The Samaritan did not. The Samaritan helped and took him to an inn and ensured that he had the medical care to get him onto a recovery. That teaches that we should love our neighbour, and even those who persecute us, we should show respect and love to these people. That is very much the message that Christians adopt, that they should show love and respect to their fellow human being. Love thy neighbour. Additionally, or secondly, treat others as you would like to be treated. You would not like to be persecuted, so you should therefore not persecute, essentially. In addition to that, the Bible, which is a source of authority for Christians, also dictates that if you do behave in an immoral way by being a persecutor, you'll get it coming. You'll get it coming. The story of Lazarus and the rich man illustrates that if you do not treat your fellow human being with the love and respect perhaps that they deserve, then the persecutors will find themselves in hell. You could argue that that parables like Lazarus and the rich man scaremonger people into doing the right thing. But if it means that less people in society get discriminated against, then you could argue, is it essentially a bad thing? Okay, guys, so what I'd like you to do, this is very much how the church responds to persecution. We will look at next lesson at how the church responds to poverty. That will be our 10th and final lesson. Didn't get there in this YouTube clip. Just look at persecution today. As I say, please take a picture of the work you've done. Ping me an email with it, please, on Outlook, and I'll be good to get it. Thank you.